Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a full face of the cheapest, most affordable, best drugstore makeup that I own. So I pretty much went through everything and found the cheapest, best products that I own. So if you are new here, make sure you have subscribed, or if you enjoy this video, make sure you give it a massive thumbs up. And without any further ado, let's get straight into the video. So as you guys can tell, I've already done my brows off camera just because I couldn't find something extremely cheap and I didn't want to put something in the video that wasn't the cheapest thing that I could find. So I just went ahead and did them off camera. But I'm going to be jumping straight into concealer, and for that I'm just going to be using the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Porcelain. So I'm going to be doing my eyes today first. And I'm going to be using this concealer as a base for my lids. So I'm just taking this concealer and more so just concealing under my brow. And then I'm just going to drag it all the way down onto my lid to prepare a nice base for my shadows. Now this concealer is super full coverage and extremely affordable. If I say cheap throughout this video, I know people are going to get triggered by it. Please don't, because that's not what I meant. I've grown up using the word cheap rather than affordable, so we're just going to go with whatever comes out of my mouth. Then I'm going to just take my damp beauty blender and just blend this out fully so it's all smooth and ready for the shadow to be applied. Then just to set that in place, I'm just going to take the Australis Fresh and Flawless Pressed Powder. Hands down, best affordable, cheapest drugstore product I could find that is good regarding foundation, powder, whatnot. I'm just going to gently set my lids. Okay guys, so now moving on to eyeshadow, I'm just going to be taking this palette from the Balm. Now, some people when I use the Balm, they comment that it's not drugstore, but it actually is. It's sold in Target, which is classified as a low-key drugstore here in Australia. It used to be sold in David Jones, but I don't know if it still is. Either way, I fucking live for this palette. I haven't really used it much in videos, but I have used it behind the scenes, you know. So just diving straight into this palette, I'm just going to do kind of like a full glammy sort of look. That's what I want to do. So first I'm just going to take the shade called Bold, which is this brown shade. I'm just going to pop this on the outer edge of my eye and start blending it through my crease. These eyeshadows are so pigmented and so blendable and just so easy to use. I fucking love the Balm eyeshadows. And I'm going to gently bring that in all the way to the inner corner. Okay guys, so the next shade I'm going to be taking is this brown one up here called Brazen. I'm going to take that on this little fluffy blender brush and just gently start popping it into my outer corner really lightly and just kind of blending it. And then straight over the top of that, I'm just going to take the shade called Brilliant and I'm just going to pack that all over my lid. I'm then just going to quickly run around the edge with that brush and with that whatever's left on that brush from before and just kind of blend everything together. Okay, so now moving on to wing liner, I'm just going to be taking the NYC liquid liner. Now, if you are in Australia, they don't sell this in Australia, but you can get it everywhere online, and I definitely know you can get it from eBay, and it's super cheap on there. So yeah. But if you're in America, you can pretty much get it from anywhere, and it's the best. So I'm just going to do a big fuck off wing as per usual. For mascara, I'm just going to be using the Essence Volume Stylist 18-Hour Lash Extension Mascara. Holy shit, Essence always has the most intense names for their mascaras, but that's fine. Now moving on to lashes, I'm just going to be using these ones here from Ilua. Now this is in collaboration with Vegas Nay, but Ilua lashes themselves are incredible. They all have like mink style effects. And really like versatile lashes, and they have a huge range. Same with Ardell, but for today we're just going to be using the Ilua ones. So these are from the Vegas Nay Luxe collection, and this is in the style Bronze Beauty, I believe. I've just popped on a little bit of lash glue. I'm just going to let it dry for like 15 seconds. And then I'm just going to take it and go straight on. Oh god. Okay, so this is this lash on. I'm just gonna go ahead and pop the other one on and then we'll get started on my face. Okay, so getting started on the face, I'm just gonna take the LA Girl Pro Prep HD High Definition Smoothing Face Primer. A little bit of this. Now what I like about this is it's silicone based and it really gets into your pores. It's kind of tacky and it really sticks to the foundation. I feel like when primers are kind of hard to move around your face, they really work. Moving on to foundation, I'm just going to be taking the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation in the shade Shell Ivory. This was 12 Australian dollars, but it's 6 in America. Honestly, it's the cheapest one I could find, and it's slaying me left, right, and center. I fucking live for this foundation. It's so good. The only thing I don't like about it, because there's always something negative that I need to point out, is the applicator. It's like on a spatula, and you've got to like go, Anyway, we're just going to do just that. So I'm just going to take that much. So far, I'm going to take my damp beauty blender. And then I'm just going to start blending this all in. What I love about this so much is it's buildable. You can build it up. And it looks like real skin. It is buildable, but you do need a fuckload if you want like fuller coverage. But for the price of $6, $12, whatever, it's fucking good. As you can see, I'm just building up coverage now by adding more layers. And the more you add, the better it is, to be honest. And it's a thin consistency. It's not like it's thick or anything like that. This is a really good foundation, but as I said before, if you do want coverage, you've just got to add it on layer by layer and just slightly blend and you will get good coverage. Now I'm just going to dip back into the LA Girl Pro Concealer and I'm just going to gently define and conceal the tops of my brows. Now I'm just going to go straight in with the foundation and just do my forehead. This is looking pretty good, you guys, considering this is all the cheapest shit that I could find. Alright, now that my face is all done, let's move on to concealer again. Just going to squirt this out on the back of my hand from the tube. Because last time I was spraying it underneath my eye, it literally squirted into my eye and it killed. So I'm just going to do just the regular. And then, of course, under the eyes. So I've been letting my concealer sit here for a while because it gets fuller coverage when you leave it there. I thought it was only with specific concealers, but it's with this one too because it's very like thick and like tacky, but it's still blending out, which is perf. Now to set and bake my under eyes, I'm just going to be taking the Coty Airspun powder in the shade Translucent Extra Coverage. This is bombdiggity.com. It's very smoothing, doesn't go patchy, it doesn't have any flashback. But the only thing I hate about it, because I'm pointing out the negatives like always, apparently, is the packaging is off its chops. Like, it's just such a shit show every single time you open it up. And because this has a little bit of extra coverage in it, it like gives a little bit of extra coverage as it's baking. And this is so cheap. It's like $10. You can get it from, if you're in America, it's like $7 maybe. I bought a few when I was in America. I don't remember how much they were though. But you can get them on eBay and like Crush Cosmetics if you're in Australia and just places like that. They do sell Coty Airspun like everywhere online. Just Google it and I'm sure there'll be a lot of places that sell it. They don't sell it in stores in Australia though. Cool, now that that's done, I'm just going to take the Australis Fresh and Flawless once again and I'm just going to set everything else on my face. Oh, this is in the shade Light Beige and I'm just going to dab this all onto the rest of my face. This is just more or less just going to set all the rest of my foundation so it locks it into place, because when you use a liquid you got to set it with a powder, otherwise it'll slip and slide everywhere like a big fuck off slip and slide, and we don't want that. Now just quickly finishing off underneath my eyes, I'm just going to take the brown shade that I used before, pretty much putting this right up to my lash line and then blending it down. Now just taking that darker brown, almost black shade, I'm just going to pop a little bit of that in my outer corner. Now moving on to contouring, I'm just going to be taking the Essence Contouring Palette and I'm going to be using this shade here because it's perfect for me and it blends so well. So I'm just going to dip into a little bit of that. I'm just going to slowly start contouring my cheeky bone. See how like well that's blending and it's not too harsh or anything? You can just, and it's very buildable. You can add as much or as less as you want. And I'm pretty sure this comes in like 3 different shades as well. Around the edge of my face too, just to give the appearance of a smaller face, because I need that. Cannot forget the forehead. Just gonna slightly bring this up around and kind of dab it into my hairline. Under the bottom lip, just gonna slightly contour my nose just with the contour powder. Bring it up into the brow bone. Up there. Brow bone, is that what it's called in there? I don't know. Who cares? Now moving on to bronzer, I'm just going to be taking some of the Wet n Wild bronzer. This is in the shade Ticket to Brazil, I think. And I'm just going to take a really generous amount of this. And just add it onto my cheeks. And this color is so pretty. And it's got like a bit of a gleam to it, like a bit of a glow. So it gives your skin a bit of a glow as well at the same time. And this bronzer just come in like 3 different shades, I think. And I'm also just going to run that bronzer all down my necks. I also just added a little bit of bottom mascara, the Essence one, and kind of put a little bit on my top and bottom lashes to join everything together. Now just for a little bit of color in my cheeks, I'm just going to be taking the e.l.f. blush kit, and I'm just going to be taking this orange shade out of it. Just going to take my stippling brush and just stipple a little bit onto my cheeks. I love this color blush. It's like peachy and like not pink. It's like, oh, that just looks so nice. Moving on to highlighter, I'm just going to be taking the e.l.f. Moonlight Pearls highlighter. So I like to scrape off the top layer because then you get the real pigment like underneath it. So I'm just going to go in with my brush. And I'm just going to start building this up. Now it's not the most crazy pigmented highlighter, but for $3, it does the job. And like, it is buildable. I'm just going to spray a little bit of the e.l.f. Mist and Set spray just so I can get a little bit more like intensity with the highlight. If it works. If this goes patchy, I'm going to be mad. Oh, there we go. Okay, you can't complain. This is good. Wet n Wild also does amazing highlighters as well, but I'm going to use an e.l.f. one today because it's more available for my Australian fam. So this is what the highlight looks like. So good. I'm also just going to run a little bit of this along my nose bridge. Might just take my finger actually. And I'm just going to whack on a fuck ton the tip of my nose. I'm also just going to pop a little bit of this highlighter on the inner corners, just to keep that nice and bright. And I'm also just going to put a little bit underneath my brow bone, or on the brow bone, fucking whatever. Now last but not least, for my lips, I'm just going to be using the Jordana Sweet Cream Matte Liquid Lip Color. This is in the shade Buttercream Frosting. This is $3 when I bought it in America, so around $5 Australian. And I'm pretty sure you can get Jordana in Australia, because I remember when I first started getting into makeup when I was younger, there's a shop in Australia called Woolworths, and they used to sell Jordana makeup in Woolworths, but I'm pretty sure they still sell it in like Kerry White Chemist and all that. Kerry White? Terry White. Who knows? It's like a really pretty pinky nude shade. I'm not even kidding you guys. This smells so identical to the Kylie Jenner liquid lipsticks. Oh, it smells even better, to be honest. Now just to set everything in place, I'm just going to be taking the e.l.f. Matte Magic Mist and Set. You don't need much because it's a very heavy sprayer. And there we go. Just gonna let this dry off and then we're done. So this is the completed and finished look. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm super impressed considering I went to my cupboard and looked for all the cheapest, best drugstore makeup, and this is the look that I came out with. And I'm really happy with these wings too. The NYC liquid liner dries matte. So fucking love it. So good. If you haven't subscribed already, then don't forget to, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I love you guys so fucking much, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye! Fucking see ya! Ew!